Greetings, everyone. This video is for the ladies. I'm taking the ladies to ground zero and reasoning with you this morning. And we are always talking about the gentlemen, what they are doing and what they're not doing. Today, we're not focusing on that. We're talking about us because it takes two to tango. And remember that, what we don't want for ourselves, we can't justify in doing to others, and we can't justify in being disrespectful to our men. And listen, every woman does it. Every woman is armed with her tongue. And sometimes when we don't have our own way, sometimes we hit below the belt. I get it. I think whatever happens in the confines of your household, when those doors are closed and whatever goes on, it's between you and your partner. And sometimes, they rub us the wrong way, and sometimes we can go on with ourselves. But I'm talking about when you have a public relationship where other persons are watching what goes on the inside, and you want to put it out there as a female that, because that your partner love you, you're going to speak to them anyhow. You're going to try to disgrace them and put it out there like you think you're superior. Well, I'm here to break it down for you. As long as you're a female, any man you have plowing your garden, you are not superior to that person, because it is the time when you are most humbled. There's one other time when a woman is, brought to a place where she is completely humbled, and is when she's giving birth to a child. When you're giving birth to a child, you don't care if 100 doctor and nurses are in that room. You just want a safe delivery. And at that point, they could put your foot in stirrups east and west, and you don't have any shame. And the moment you deliver that child, all of a sudden, suddenly you realize, like in the Garden of Eden, you're naked. And so once you are getting naked with a special somebody, you have lost the opportunity to act like you're better. You cannot be better than somebody that is watering your garden. You cannot be better than somebody who is farming that land and digging up the roots. Okay, so ladies, sometimes we see and hear women talk to their partners in some ways, act like they're better. You cannot be better than the man who's digging the roots, digging the soil, and planting those seeds in that soil. You are being ridiculous, so I'm asking you to stop it. If you're with somebody and you're not in love with the man, you need to go your separate ways. But don't continuously stay in that situation and you throw your shades and your disrespect, because you look like a fool. Let me tell you something, young ladies and older women. Men are smart. They just like to act like they're silly, but they're smart. Because while you're out here dissing them and making it seem like they're so enamored with you, they're digging up the soil, they're planting the garden, and some of these men deliberately will plant those seeds and breed you up. And after they're done breeding you up, they're saying to themselves, even as you're there, saying, I'm so good, I'm too special for you. In the man's mind, he's saying, okay, you're better than me. That's why I am breeding you up. You're better than me. That's why I'm planting these seeds. And in the back of the man's mind, he's saying, no matter how beautiful you are, when I don't give you 5, 6, 7 kids, let's see who's going to love you. Especially like he does. Because let me tell you something. I'm sorry to say, I don't care how nice or kind or beautiful a man is. When he meets you with children, he can love you with those kids. But you see, if you have a lot of kids, the average man, the typical man, is not going to want to be your partner. It takes a special kind of man to meet a woman with her children and love her and love those children like they belong to him. And so many of us women, we always think that we're better than the one we're with. We're always looking over there and say we can have somebody better. And so while we're in the relationship with the person that loves us, We're looking around, especially when we think we're beautiful, and we fail to understand that looks is fleeting. Those things can change. And rather than work with the person that you're with, you're spending all this time and all this energy showing the whole world that, this man is so much in love with you, and you can diss him up and you can treat him badly, and, he's always going to love you. But that's not the case, because you can be replaced. You can be replaced, because after a while, when the man gets self-esteem and realizes that, you don't care for him like he cares for you, he's going to run into another female who recognizes virtue, recognize that he's a good man, and that woman has no problem to take him and, accept him. And when he starts getting treated like a real man and start feel special, you're like yesterday's news. And he may still be a good man to love his children, but he's done with you. And at that point, and I realize this, a lot of women in their youth, when they're young, because they're beautiful, they think they can disrespect men and treat them anyway. And they think that the beauty is going to last forever. We all age, and that goes. And no matter how beautiful you are as an older woman, as you get older, that goes. And there's going to be so much more beautiful women. Men that will love you way into your senior years are men who you have treated with respect. We're not talking about men who disrespect women, but we're not going to condone women coming out here and disrespecting their husbands or their boyfriend or their children's father and expect the rest of us to sit here and say it's nice, it's beautiful. It's not lovely. So when you behave badly in private is a different thing from when you behave badly in public. And as I said, the message here is to remind you that you cannot show off on a man that is water in your garden. You can't hype on a man who is giving you 4, 5, 6, 7 kids, because at that point you can't possibly believe that you're better than him. How can you be better than the one who sees you at your most vulnerable, who uncovers your nakedness? How is that possible? So while you're doing that and you're thinking you have the upper hand, rethink it. Think twice, because guess what? When he walks away, he is still a father, but he doesn't have those kids behind him. And so when he goes somewhere, he's like a single person. But when it ends with you, you're taking all those children. And no matter how lovely and how beautiful they are, not every man will embrace another man's child or children. So, when you're hyping yourself and showing off yourself, you cannot show off on a man who's digging your fields, plowing your garden, turning the soil upside down and seeing it at its raw state. Do you get it? Yeah, so this morning I'm bigging up all the men. I'm saying, if you got a good woman, treat her right, treat her well. But if you got a woman who's violating you and disrespecting you and dishonoring you, man up. My friend sent me a video with a man talking about some abuse that he endured or continues to endure from a woman. And the truth of the matter is, I don't really feel too sorry for him, because if you look at the history, you'll probably see that he violated another woman prior to that. Anyhow, you're a man and you're with a woman who constantly disrespects you in front of her friends, her husband, her friends, her family. You take a good look at that woman. That's not a good woman. There's no reason to justify her abuse of you, because if the tables were turned, we all would come out here crying foul. And I think women need to stop being biased. When you see the wrongs are being done to men, or men are being disrespected, speak up. Because when it happens to women, we come out to defend them. Okay, people? So young lady, young man, older woman, it doesn't matter. Learn. You can't violate or disrespect a man who has you in the palm of his hands. Okay? I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to say to you all, stay blessed. Stay in love. Stay at peace. Stay one with the universe. Be connected to the spirits.